So let's create a new component, and I'm going to open up my terminal, and for creating a new component, let's write ngg component and name this component update product and press enter. It's going to take some time. It's going to create a new component right under the app folder. So before opening this update product component, let's first open up this and copy update product component and close it, and open app module and create the route for it. So path, and this is going to be update product :id, because I need to send an ID in order to update it. Okay, so component colon and paste it. All right, so this is the new path that I have created. So let's run our project ngserve. Okay, project has been started. Now let's go to our home HTML, and after the delete link I need to create an update link. Okay, so let's copy it and paste it, and I'm going to remove all this. I'm going to change the text to update, and within the TD element I'm going to create a router link within the square brackets equals to double quotes, square brackets, single quotes, / and the route name update product. Okay, but it also need a parameter right here like this ID. So in order to send it the ID, we have the product.id that is going to return us the ID. Okay, so let's save it, and we can see that there is an update. So let's add a TD at the top just for styling purpose. So that's it. So update and delete. If we click on update, it should navigate to the update product and the ID. Okay, go back, update and the 4. Okay, so our route is working fine. So let's close it and close it as well, and open up our update product TS file and HTML file. So inside our HTML it needs to be same as add product. The difference between these two will be that if we click on add product, it has an empty text boxes. If we click on the update product, these text boxes will be filled with the data of a particular row. Okay, so let's open up our project, and I'm going to go to product HTML and copy the whole code and paste it, remove it. I don't want to go back with the backlink. I want to show you a different way that how we can navigate to different routes directly from the TypeScript file. Up till now I have just showing you that how to navigate to different links using the HTML, but I don't want to do it with the update product, just to explain you as much as I can. So update product, change the text, update product, and the form new product. These are not being using. You can also change it if you want. So product data, let it be as it is. So let's change the function update product, and the product data dot value is going to be like this. So add product, change the text of button, update product, remove it. And one thing more, I need to fill these two text boxes with a particular data. So, and I also want to update the data whenever this is updated. So I need to keep these ng model keyword right here, but in order to bind the data, let's add the square brackets and the bracket ng model bracket and the square bracket equals to data dot name. Okay, so let's copy it and paste it. data dot color. This data is not being defined yet, but that data is going to be defined within its TypeScript file, and that is going to fetch the color and the name whenever we click on update link. So let's click on the TypeScript file, and inside the TypeScript file we need to import so many things that we already did. So open up our TypeScript and import this one that is required. Okay, and we also need to import the route, because as I said you that I want to change the routes directly from the TypeScript. So I need actually activated route from single quotes at Angular/router, and that route is going to be used for if we want to change the URL and see the changes of any product directly from changing the URL, then we need to create two routes. So activated route, and we need to have a router from the same module. Alright, and we also need to have, let's open up our home TypeScript file, copy it and paste it right here. So these are the things that we need to work inside this TypeScript file. Now let's create our function, and the name of that function would be update product, and inside the constructor let's paste it update product, and it's going to receive a product. Okay, so for writing it, let's create an object. Let's add it with this thing ID number data object equals to object, and products equals to array, and product object equals to object, and the same as we did, that has to be a colon, and we added the headers. So open up the TypeScript file of home and create the header and paste that header right here. And for the constructor, we need to have a private router, and the router comma private route activated route comma private http. Okay, so save it. So before writing anything in our update product function, we need to write something inside this function. Okay, so the reason is that, let me show you the HTML. Reload. If I click on update, it has shown me update product name color. I want to show the opened name color of an open product. Okay, so this update product function is going to be called whenever that update button is going to be clicked, but before that I want to show a particular data in these text boxes. Okay, so for that I need to detect the view has been initialized and get the data from my URL. Okay, that is the one. So I need to get the product that has an ID 1 and fetch the data of that particular ID. So inside on init, let's add this dot route dot params dot subscribe, and I need to get the param from the URL. So params, and this dot ID equals to plus params ID. Okay, and this plus is going to be parse this ID into integer. Right now it is a string, So it's going to parse it inside this ID. It's going to store the ID in our ID, and this is the ID. Okay, so after that we need to fetch the product data, name and color of that particular product. So get the data of products. So this dot http, rather than writing it, let's open up our home and this, just copy this code from the fetch data and paste it right here. After that, inside it, let's add a loop. Var equals to 0, I is less than this dot products dot length and I plus plus, and inside it I'm going to parse int and this dot products I dot id equals to this dot id. I'm going to detect that which product has the same ID as this ID. Okay, so when I will, there is an error, let's add the two brackets. So whenever I'll find a particular product, I need to get this data equals to this dot products I. Actually, let's add the bracket right here and remove it from here. So let's add break statement right here as well and run our project again. Let's back and reload it again and update, and you can see t-shirt and red. Go back to trouser and yellow. So we have updated the data in our HTML text boxes. This data is bind with this data.name and data.color. Okay, so I have written the break. So now if I click on the update button, it should find that particular product that needs to be updated. Okay, so for that let's go up to update product, and inside it let's add this dot product object equals to object name colon product dot name color colon product dot color. Okay, so let's go to home.component.ts and copy this line, the URL. Okay, so rather than writing ID directly, I need to get this ID. So this dot ID. Okay, so let's save it, make sure there is no error, compiled successfully. So now we need to call a put request. So this dot put, this dot http dot put URL json dot stringify this dot product dot object, and we need to call the headers, this dot headers. Okay, dot to promise dot then this dot router dot navigate to home page. Okay, this is going to move our route towards our home page. So let's save it, compile successfully. Let's reload it. I'm going to update, let's say I want to change the color of this code from red to blue. So let's update our code and blue, and it's going to update, and you can see the color of this code has been updated to blue. Okay, so let's change anything else, update, and let's change it t-shirts, update, and it has been updated to t-shirts. Okay, so if I click on update, if I directly change the URL from here, let's say from 1 to 3, whether it's update these text boxes or not. So let's enter. As you can see that it hasn't updated right here, because let's go back, we don't have any product that has an ID 3. So navigate to first product and change the URL to 4. So change it to 4, press enter, and you can see that these are updated with the 4, and this is because we wrote our code in our own init, and it's going to identify the ID from the URL. It's going to load the data in our input text boxes. Okay, so let's say I want to add an ID, let's say 3. It hasn't shown anything. I need to show a message that this product doesn't exist. Okay, so in order to show this message, let's go to top and let's create a variable exist equals to false. Okay, so let's come down and initialize it. This dot exist equals to true. If the product exists, then this will become true, otherwise it will remain false. And this exists and this exists. Now let's go back to our HTML, and under this let's add a p tag ngIf equals to not exist, product doesn't exist. This message is only going to be shown when this exist is going to be false. So after that, we also need to write an else condition. This dot exist equals to the false. Okay, so let's save it. Make sure if it doesn't work, you need to reload and run our project again. So go reload it to exist, so there is no message. Let's add a 3. This product doesn't exist, so product doesn't exist. Let's add 4. No message because product exists. So let's add mic, blue ball mic, update. So blue ball mic, that has been updated, and we can have a delete functionality, we have the add product functionality, we have the validations, we are getting the data directly from it. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you have liked it. It has become a pretty long tutorial, but these are the basic concepts that everyone needs to learn, and that these are the core concepts of Angular 4, that HTTP request. If you have any questions or any confusion, you can comment below and I will answer your questions. And don't forget to subscribe this channel for more videos on new technologies. Thanks for watching.